If you are struggling in Battle Royale, or if you are chasing that very elusive first flawless run of MLB The Show 24, or maybe your first flawless run ever in the history of MLB The Show's existence, this is the video for you. I find that a lot of typical BR tips videos don't actually help. You're either cracked or you're not. Honestly, it sometimes just comes down to that. This video is different though. Half, 75%, 80%, heck, sometimes up to as much as 90% of going flawless is having the tools at your disposal to do so. You need to draft a good team. So in this video, you're going to learn how to do just that. Quick before we hop into the actual drafting tips, my credentials. Why am I the person you should listen to? I went flawless 20 times in MLB The Show 23. I have one flawless under my belt this year and several other 10-1 runs. That's how I've gotten stubs. It's how I've finished live series collections. I know what I'm doing in BR, and I love drafting. So without further ado, here's my advice. There are a couple important things, of course, going into every BR draft that you should strategize around. We'll talk about them as they come up in the draft, but a quick couple of spark notes, if you will, right now. Know your supercharge players. We're targeting supercharges, of course. They are free mid to high 90s cards. Don't forget about them. Make sure your bronze rounds hit. The key to a deep, strong BR team is capitalizing on those bronze rounds. Whether they're pitchers, whether they're hitters, bench bats, whatever they are, make sure you're capitalizing on bronzes. We are, of course, targeting basically with every pitcher we can. Sinkers, cutters, velocity, funky windups. Funky windups are going to get you by. We want 3 lefties in our bullpen. At minimum. I prefer 3 exactly. You might want 4. Some people value starting pitching in BR, some people do not. I am someone who likes to have 3 capable starting pitchers. It just deepens everything you do. Don't punt your bench. You're going to need speed, defensive replacements, and occasional pinch hitter, so don't punt your bench. Manipulate the draft. You have the ability to do so. If one of your favorite swings in this game is Brandon Lowe at second base, kind of like me, don't draft a second baseman until you absolutely have to. Eventually, that Brandon Lowe will pop up and you'll have one of your favorite cards at your disposal. And then lastly on this quick list of pointers is know your core guys. We're not talking right now about finishing the BR program. We're talking about going flawless. Those BR program round cards are very good. You can go ahead, get the PXP, and move on to the next one to finish the program. But if you're talking about going flawless, know who you do best with, and know how to build your team around those cards. So we're going to do a draft or two, walk you through every pick I'm making. So this is honestly not the ideal first BR round right now. Right now, my ideal first BR pick is either Jimmy Rollins or Willie Mays. But I'll take Larry Walker. I'm not taking Palmeiro. I'm not taking a starting pitcher, and I'm not taking Babe Ruth because he is a starting pitcher. It'd be nice if you could put him at the plate. So Larry Walker is going to be our right fielder. My core BR round guys right now, I'm recording this on April 22nd, 2024. Bryce Harper, he's going to end up going to the DH spot because I have Larry Walker in right. Chipper Jones, switch hitting third baseman. And Jesse Chavez. Those are my core round guys right now. So then we move on to the next round. What we're looking for is swing preference over attributes a lot of the time. You're going to be playing this run for, hopefully, 10 games, 10-0. You need to have guys you are comfortable using. Not someone who comes up to the plate and you're like, oh, I don't have any confidence with this person. So right now it's between Griffey and Trammell. I am a large fan of Taylor Trammell. We're going to plug him into left field. Now we have decisions to make. This is not a fantastic round, but it's okay. I am a huge fan of Mitch Garver. As you can see, I'm hitting 500 with him in 50 at-bats, 54 plate appearances. But I do like having starters, and I do think, because right now Travis d'Arnaud is a supercharged catcher, I would like to leave that catching position open for the chance at Travis d'Arnaud. Mitch Keller, starting pitcher, sinker, and a cutter. Love that. Welcome to the rotation, Mr. Keller. Now, we talk about having bronze rounds that we can make use of. This is not one of them. This is a pretty bad BR round, or bronze round, I should say. Kevin Pillar is not going to do any good for me off the bench. David Fletcher is not as well. Ryan Stanek, he doesn't throw anything meta. The splitter is kind of whatever. Plus, really hard to control the ball with him. 24 BB per 9. Not good. Shane Baz, I mean, he's got a knuckle curve. I think I could stick him in the rotation and be okay, so we'll do that. And now look how lucky we are. I told you one of my favorite swings is Brandon Lau. Here he is. But if I take Brandon Lau, which I'm going to do, my lineup now has 4 lefty bats in it. I don't want to completely overload one side of the plate. I gotta stay balanced. I'm looking for switch hitters and righties now, moving forward, if I can make that happen. This bronze round is very good for one reason. There's one good card in it. Brad Hand. He is a lefty. He throws a sinker. I am targeting lefty relievers as early in drafts as I can. I am not foregoing a better offensive player to take that lefty reliever. But if it's righty versus lefty early in the drafts, I'm taking the lefty because I want to guarantee that my bullpen has 3 left-handers in it. And sometimes at the end of the drafts, they just don't pop up. So I see a bronze lefty, no less, who's effective. I'm taking Brad Hand. In this next round, this silver round, look at your inside edges. Inside edge can play a factor. Robert Suarez is playing up to an 82 right now. He is playing up to a gold as a silver. He throws a sinker cutter. He has a lot of velo, and he's got 113 hit per 9 right now with the inside edge. Robert Suarez, get your ass in the bullpen. And we're super lucky now, because Tony Clark, at the end of the last BR cycle, ended up being one of my core guys. Tony Clark, in 47 at-bats, hitting .553. A switch hitter. We love that. And he plays above his already very strong attributes. Welcome to the team, buddy. You're going to carry me, I hope. So gold rounds are tricky, which is an odd thing to say. I often find that there is very little value in gold rounds, if I'm being honest. The cards just don't speak to me. Willy Adames doesn't do a thing for me. Wilson Contreras is alright, but again, I'm trying to hold out as long as I can to see if I can get supercharged Travis d'Arnaud. So it comes down really to Chris Paddock, who is playing up to a diamond today, but that doesn't mean much when you have absolutely no pitches to work with. Lee Smith, I think, is the pick here. He throws a cutter. His forkball can be very good when it doesn't hang. He is semi-deceptive with the way the ball comes out his hand. Hit per 9 at 95 ain't bad. So Lee Smith, we have a gold in the bullpen. I'll take that. Another bad silver round, but this is a great time to take a reliever. Hector Neris throws a sinker, throws a splitter. No quirks, because he is not a quirky fella. He's rather bland, but that's fine. Hector Neris. Easy bullpen pick here. Another great chance to capitalize on a bronze pitcher. And honestly, there are 2 very good options here. Clark Schmidt, big fan of. Don't look at the 1 inning in which he let up 2 runs and got blasted. I'm a big fan of his sinker cutter. Primary cutter is also very nice. It means the par is going to be super tiny. And 95 break, 89 velo for a bronze is pretty dang good. But I think my choice here is going to be Jalen Beeks. Lefty playing up with inside edge to a silver. Throws that cutter. A little funk from the left side, which I like. And because he's playing up, he's got 78 hit per 9. For a lefty reliever who only needs to get 3, maybe 4 batters maximum, welcome. These silver rounds have really been bad in this draft. But this gives me the chance to fill out either the rotation or the bullpen yet again. I'm not overly concerned with negative inside edges. -8 hit per 9 is kind of a lot, though. Jorge Lopez is tough. Garrett Whitlock's probably the move here. Again, funky. Sinker. 95 break. Love that. Haven't let up a run. Also haven't used them yet. I think I'm going to take Garrett Whitlock. Oh, they gave us a king. They gave us... Sometimes you get lucky, chat. YouTube, whoever you are. We got a switch hitting... First BR programming king. I P5'd this Willie Castro. At P5, he's up to an 89. I hit .538 in 316 at-bats with him. 170 hits. This card is out of this world. Without a second thought, we're taking Willie Castro. So, we're running out of positions here. Center field is open. Catcher is open. There's also supercharged Cal Raleigh now, by the way, which I forgot about. We do have a gold pick left. But I'm not taking a catcher right now in hopes of that supercharge. Michael Taylor is not bad. He does have a glitchy swing. I'm hitting .417 with him. Small sample size, of course. But again, we're going to fill out the pitching. If I have chances to fill out the pitching with silvers, I'm going to do it. David Robertson, 4-pitch mix primary cutter. He's gotten one out for me and didn't let up a run. Alex Cobb did not have as much fun as David Robertson did. I think I'm going to take D-Rob here. Take the bullpen. We need one lefty to fill out the bullpen. And because I only have 2 lefties in this bullpen and 1 bullpen spot remaining, always pay attention to your roster construction. I am not going to take Sean Armstrong here. I'm going to take Yuri Perez. Even though Yuri Perez doesn't throw anything meta, he does have the circle chains to work off the 4-seamer. He's not the worst pitcher you can get, so we'll take him, fill out the rotation. Okay, so this did not go great. I don't want to take Evan Phillips because I need the lefty reliever. I'm not going to take Shane McClanahan because he has no pitches to work with and is a waste of a gold round. I love Will Smith a lot, but I have one more chance at Travis d'Arnaud if I take a different position player. So I'll take Lou Bob. Listen, at worst, I do have a lot of lefties in this lineup, and Lou Bob crushes lefties. Plus, he'll play a pretty decent defensive center field, and that's good for me with Larry Walker in right. He's not the fastest guy on the field. So Lou Bob it is, and d'Arnaud. And we got screwed. Not really, because we can avoid this situation here. The common round came up when I needed the silver round to come up. We could take a starting pitcher who happens to also throw a cutter for an emergency situation if we need to use that. So we'll just do that. Brian Hoeing does throw a sinker, but I feel like I'll get hoed by Hoeing. So we're going to take Michael Mercado. All right, and now we have to weigh our own methods here. Because we didn't get a lefty bronze, and we still need a catcher. So we could take the catcher, both of whom suck, and hope to replace him with one of our remaining picks, or we sacrifice having 3 lefties in the bullpen. Given the outlook of this team, and the way it's all shaken out, I am going to sacrifice the 3rd lefty in the bullpen. It's not something I'd normally recommend, but we might also end up getting stuck with Jacob Stallings or DeLay as our starting catcher. And that would be worse to me. So Jonathan Hernandez does throw a sinker. He has outlier 1. I'll live with it. And we get stuck with a bronze again, but at least these catchers are better. Elias Diaz does have high contact right. Garrett Stubbs has a good lefty swing. Endy Rodriguez is a switch hitter who could play a couple positions. Henry Davis has a great arm. I'm going to take Endy Rodriguez because at absolute worst case, I have a switch hitting catcher. There's still a chance to get a better one. I'm hoping we do, and I will replace him immediately if we do. But let's take Endy Rodriguez. Our last silver round is not the catcher we wanted, so now we're just trying to fill out positions on the bench that we think will be valuable. Charlie Blackmon is crushing righties today. Adam Duvall crushing lefties like he always does. Ian Happ is doing nothing. J.P. Crawford is doing nothing. I'm going to take Charlie Blackmon. What a great bench bat to have. I don't really know when we'd use him because we have basically all switch hitters other than Luis Robert, but I kind of like this Charlie Blackmon on the bench. Always look for speed on your bench, and look who we got here. Eli White. Not only does he have 99 speed, he's got 93 fielding and a slew of secondaries. If there is ever an emergency, I could put this guy in, and at least he'll be a gold at any position. So Eli White, you're on the team. So we're not getting a better catcher than Endy Rodriguez with these last 2 bronzes, so I'm just going to take Jeffrey Parra here. You always, if you can remember it, want to have a backup catcher. Having a backup catcher allows you to pivot, pinch run, pinch hit, do all these types of things. So we're taking Jeffrey, welcome. And then our last pick, I'd like a little righty thump. We have some lefty thump. I'd like some righty thump. We don't really have that. This fella, Oslevis Basabe, at least he's got 69 very nice contact left. He is our best option against lefty pitching. Jesse Winker would normally be the pick, but we have Charlie Blackmon. There's no sense in doubling up on something. So we have Oslevis Basabe. And that's the first draft. It wasn't the best draft ever, but we got some goons. We got lucky and got Brandon Lau early. We got Willie Castro and Tony Clark, as switch-hitting, reliable demons. And we got some guys we like to play with. I'm going to do one more draft for you. Hang tight. We'll start over in a second. All right, we're going back in. One more draft for the people. This one will probably be a little faster because I don't have to explain myself as much. And we're starting off on shit footing again because we didn't get Rollins or Willie Mays. That's okay. Hopefully we can shape up this draft a little differently. So we'll take Larry Walker. We'll take Bryce Harper. I'm going to fly through these core rounds because you know who I'm taking. Chipper Jones, Jesse Chavez. First gold round. Ooh, interesting. Yainer Diaz, crushes righties, has never seen a lefty pitcher before in his life. Mike Cameron will give me good defense in center. Defense in center is hugely important. But I'm going to take the switch-hitting left fielder Brian Reynolds. Immaculate swing. I might end up DHing him and putting Bryce Harper in left field. That's probably going to be my better scenario. Or maybe put Bryce Harper in right, Larry Walker in left. We'll play with the defensive alignment. But give me the swing of Brian Reynolds. Absolutely. We get our next diamond round really quickly. We get Rich Aurelia, who is on my ranked team, and we're not having a great time with him. So that means I'm not going to take him. Why would I take somebody I'm not good with? I do love Joey Meneses' swing. I'm 0 for 1. Oh, no. I'm 0 for 0. He made a fielding appearance for me. Normally, I'm great with his cards, so we're going to take him. We have a first baseman. Again, Salvador Perez, even though he's down on inside edge, would normally be a great pick for me. I'm hitting 571. I traditionally do great with Salvador Perez, but we're keeping this position open for one of our 2 supercharged catchers, whoever it is. I'm going to take TJ Antone, BR legend, sinker slurve slider. He's gross. Next one up. Man, see, Gary Sanchez, another catcher I would normally take. Jarren Duran is kind of a sneaky pick. He's fast and has good reaction, even if his fielding attribute is not very good, and he has a great swing. But we're just going to fill out the rotation again. Mitch Keller. Kevin Ginkel playing up to an 81. 3 pitches is great. One of them is a sinker, though, and he's got 90 hit per 9 right now. Love it. We're lacking lefties, though. We got to remember that. Christopher Sanchez, lefty starter with a sinker. Can get me a few outs. What? Wow. What a silver round. Mitch Garver, love you. Gotta pass. Yennier Cano. 4.5 ERA and BR is kind of electric. Dustin May. I'm going to take Cano. Give me the lockdown reliever. I'm really lacking lefties, though. All right, here's a good bronze lesson for you. Alec Marsh is a really good pitcher for a bronze. Really good. Welcome to the rotation, Alec Marsh. As you can see, Colton Cowser, P1, he was supercharged. We were taking him quite a bit. Loved using him. But we don't really have anything spicy in this round. Jorge Alcala is pretty good, but I'm starting to run out of room, and I have no lefties in the bullpen. So we're going to take the lefty starter. Worst case scenario, I can use those lefty starters in relief if I have to. But here we go. At least we got one. AJ Minter is by no means incredible, but I need the lefty. I love Jorge Polanco a lot, hitting 508 with him. But I think I need to prioritize the lefty here. I need to make sure I have lefties in this pen. Here's another one, Colby Allard. He does throw a cutter. I've liked Colby Allard cards in the past. If I end up having 3 lefties, I'd prefer if he was my 3rd on the totem pole, so that means I won't use him a lot. And if that's the case, I'm happy with Colby Allard there. They're giving me Ellie De La Cruz, switch hitting shortstop. That's an easy one. Thank you. This bronze round... Jacob Young, we could take a pinch runner really early. 99 speed to pinch run with. Can play all 3 outfield positions. Austin Voth throws a cutter, or is it Voth? How did I say his name? I don't know. He throws a cutter. That's kind of tough. I think I'm going to take the speed here and just remember that I have to swap out center field with a better center fielder. Another crap round. Really not good. Whoosha. Michael Kopech throws nothing. We'll just fill out the rotation with Max Meyer. Parker Mashinsky, 5 pitches, common lefty. Don't love that. Joey Kunal throws a sinker, throws hard. I don't know. We're taking a common reliever either way. I think I can get more use out of Joel Kunal, so welcome. Not last bronze round. A few more bronze rounds to go. I don't know why I said that. We could take a second baseman here or Dylan Floro. I would like to leave that 3rd lefty spot open again. Let's take Nick Gonzalez. At least he's got a little power versus left. And again, I'm going to try to swap him out if I can. There we go. Brooks Raley, who I normally like, or Aroldis Chapman, who is also bad. Pitching is fake in BR if you guys haven't realized that yet. But I will try to play the matchups. I mean, Chapman's playing up to an 83. I don't know how we passed that up. I've got 3 lefties in my bullpen. I'm cooking now. And of course, we're not getting Travis d'Arnaud. Maybe still time for Cal Raleigh with those gold rounds. Keibert Ruiz plays way up compared to his 73 overall rating. He's a switch hitter. His swing is great. He's a bad fielder. Bad fielder. But in all likelihood, people are not stealing on you in BR. If I take him, that'll give me second base, center field, and catcher I'd like to replace. We've got 2 golds and a diamond round left. This draft has been weird. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we could do it. First gold round. I need to replace, as I said, center field, second base, and catcher. Well, Brandon Drury can play second base. He's only -5 versus right. That's not a big deal. We're drafting for swings anyway, and I love Brandon Drury. We'll take Brandon Drury. Oh, Byron Buxton to play center field? Oh, this team might be disgusting. I mean, Byron Buxton to play center field. They give me a catcher? No, but they gave me Johan Camargo, who I really like. We might put Drury on the bench and Camargo at second. Switch hit. Big fan of Camargo. And a catcher here, maybe? Francisco Mejia doesn't do it for me. Francisco Mejia we'll put on the bench. So, or we could start him too. He's another switch hitter. So after we make this team, I mean, we've got Buxton, we've got Camargo, we've got a bunch of switch hitters, 2 lefties I like. We're going to put Harper and Reynolds and switch them in the corners like that. It's a fun team. When you're drafting, guys, just use your head. Neither of these drafts completely blew my balls off, but I was thinking about every pick. And even though we didn't manipulate to get the supercharge, guys, it's very much possible if you do the same thing. It's just a matter of chance. I plan on doing more of these BR tips videos as the year goes on. And as I said up front, BR tips videos can be tough. They're not always helpful because you're either a good player, good hitter, or let's face it, you're not. But that doesn't mean you can't go flawless. So many of the tips that I would like to talk about, in the future are mental. Less about on the sticks. It's all in your head. You have to have good strategies more than anything. Drafting is such a large chunk of that. So I really hope this content helped. If this did help, make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss any of the other BR content or any of the other content, honestly, coming out over the course of this year. We're hitting content up big. And thank you for making it to the end. And I love you all. See you next time.